To further understand what is happening within the national resistance movement, we are joined by the Buyaga West legislator Barnabas Tinkasimine. Honorable, thank you very much for making time for us this evening. Now, in your view, how do you think this decision of bringing back Dr. Tang Odoi will impact the party's direction as we head into the primaries and the 2026 elections?
I think Dr. Tang Odoi is tested, particularly coming from Makerere University, where he has that, at Makerere University there is an iron hand of like some kind of steel hat, which you get when you're at that institution. He comes in an institution that is a mass party, and he's tested the 5 years. The 5 years have given him what he needs to do in his renewed term. I am glad that he's the one to do it, and he will now know how to deal with those who are losing. Other than choosing him, they honestly accept that they lost. But that goes to him organizing a credible election. And many times this has to do with the entire party, because for him is an umpire at the end of the day. He has to rely on what has been done by the party secretariat, like the register and asking members to come and register massively. Of course, there are those who will not have registered. Sometimes we have had the chairman of the party saying party members cannot be excluded from an election. All they need is a party card and the national ID. On the last day, they ordered that every adult member of the party should go and vote. That becomes very difficult, particularly on his part, to contain. But I want to wish him well, and I know he has the capacity to deal with the next election. Of course, he has an expanded commission. He's been left with only one member. How I wish they had left all the three and added another 4 on his part, such that he has people who are experienced in a very short time to handle election, such that they can induct those newcomers. But nevertheless, we give them a benefit of doubt. I have seen one of the names proposed, former Honorable Member of Parliament, Ambassador Kinobe, who was also a minister. That wide experience and an ambassador in Khartoum, that wide experience, we are going to see something better, I think.
As someone who has been in the NRM and also labeled in the past as a rebel MP, can you share your perspective on the current internal dynamics within the party and how this decision may affect the relationships among the members?
For Tang Odoi, he does not deal with the disciplinary issues. The disciplinary issues are dealt with within the mainstream party. The mainstream party. And for him, his role is an umpire. And an umpire, the role of an umpire is to be impartial, full-time. Full-time, and you don't involve yourself. You only deal with numbers. Who has the biggest number? Were they genuine? Were they genuine? If the polls were genuine, then declare without fear or favor. You know, in NRM, we have big shots. Calling, making calls, or throwing their weight. Me, I'm a minister, I have to be declared. We have seen in the past some ministers pulling guns, causing violence at grassroots elections, and he has to deal with those issues. But to say that